All to understand those 5 girls, who after all these years we can't get out of our minds. It didn't matter in the end how old they had been, or that they were girls, but only that we had loved them.
There are few movies you will see in your lifetime that will linger with you long after the credits roll. For some classics like Gone with the Wind or Breakfast at Tiffany's that were passed down from the prior generations of film enthusiasts, other more current generational dramas like Good Will Hunting or Whiplash might tend to leave an astronomical impact emotionally on their audiences. A film that immensely shaped me as an appreciator of cinema was a lot smaller of a movie, but no less had a profound impression on me. 1999's Sofia Coppola novel adaptation, The Virgin Suicides. The story was about the reflection of a group of neighborhood boys and their interaction with the unattainable 5 Lisbon sisters. I won't go into any plot details here because by chance if you haven't heard of this movie or haven't gotten around to viewing it, then it's the best thing to go in completely blind. Just know that this is a film that is as irresistible and haunting to the viewer as the Lisbon sisters featuring Kirsten Dunst as Lex Lisbon was to our group of male adolescents. If you're a fan of the coming-of-age film genre, then this could be a fresh take featuring some unexpected twists and a somber tone not regularly integrated in the light-hearted film style. What I can divulge is that the tone of this film lends itself well in building a Magic the Gathering commander deck themed around the enigmatic Lisbon sisters. A character in MTG lore that myself and thousands of other lore fans feel great affection towards is Teysa Karlov. An integral part of Magic's most popular plane, Ravnica, Teysa has been a fan favorite of the Orzhov Guild since her debut in the 37th expansion set Guild Pact, released in 2006. Since then, there has been 3 different iterations of Teysa, chronicling her rise and fall in the Syndicate. Most famous, and arguably the most powerful version of the Advisor, is the original Teysa Orzhov Scion, a 3-mana costed 2/3 that allows for some real degenerate playlines given the proper shell and support pieces. The newest expression is the 4-costed 2/4 that doubles creature death triggers and also anthems your tokens by granting vigilance and lifelink. The version of Teysa that has seen the least amount of play, competitively or casually, is the overcosted 4/4 for a whopping 7 mana Teysa Envoy of Ghosts. The Maze Runner edition of Miss Karlov has some very powerful abilities integrated into her card. Vigilance and protection from creatures make her very hard to deal with offensively or defensively, and having the No Mercy ability, which means anytime a creature does get past her and deals damage to her owner, that creature dies and is replaced with a 1/1 flying spirit under your employ. Being 7 mana and in traditionally non-mana ramping colors, the Envoy of Ghosts has been unplayable in any competitive constructed format. However, this Teysa allows you to break away from the redundancies of most other black and white commander decks. This deck probably isn't considered budget, however, is less expensive than most fully optimized EDH lists. This is a deck that allows you to use some underused gems from Magic's history and encourages non-redundant play. This deck thrives on absolute board control. You are ideally dictating combat by forcing unfavorable attacks into certain traps and pitfalls you have set up for your opponents. We need time to set up our fun house of horrors, so starting off is the first section of Rattlesnake type cards to deter our opponents from being too aggressive and attacking us before we want them to. Defiant Vanguard, Dread Spectre, Gorgon Recluse, all have the ability to kill anything that is coming at them, as well as Infernal Medusa, Loyal Sentry, Stuffy Doll, and Vengeful Pharaoh. All make our opponents think twice before sending valuable creatures our way. The next subcategory of cards are what I call the traps. Blood Reckoning deals damage to our opponent attacking and is even more painful if they are going wide with multiple creatures. Caltrops and Lightmine Field punish the actual creatures coming at us. Farsight Mask, Patron of Kitsune, and Righteous Cause reward us for our opponent's aggression with card draw and life gain. The real stingers are the No Mercy effects. Like our commander, we are running 4 other enchantments that aggregate a similar effect for maximum redundancy. Aurification turns creatures that deal damage to us into defenders, while Michiko Kanda, True Seeker, forces our opponents to pay a tax of sacrificing a permanent for dealing us damage. For good measure, Dread and the OG No Mercy straight up kill attackers that get through for damage. Aside from our creatures being unfavorable to attack into, there are always ways to maximize the value of these effects with certain enchantments and artifacts. Echo Circlet, Entangler, High Ground, and Vanguard Sheild allow our creatures, or more importantly our commander, to take on multiple attackers, which can lead to 2, 3, or even 4-for-1 trades. We also run 4 Umbras to give Teysa or our other Rattle Snakes even more resilience in staying on the board. At 7 mana, and in Orzhov colors, our commander can reach unattainable mana requirements. So Eland Umbra, Felidar Umbra, Hyena Umbra, and Mammoth Umbra, along with Darksteel Plate, are great life insurance policies. So we set up the traps and deployed our rattlesnakes, so how do we ensure our opponents are attacking us when we want them to? Well, with a very potent Instigator package with creatures like Maddening Imp, Nettling Imp, and Norritt. Also creatures such as Orzhov Advokist, and the very potent Walking Desecration that can incite an entire army of creatures that share the same creature type to charge into our buzzsaw. We also have artifacts like Bullwhip and Magnetic Web. And finally, the reusable Imp's Taunt, which is a repeatable spell due to the buyback. Our creatures can sometimes be considered frail, however, a reanimation package featuring Debtor's Knell, Phyrexian Reclamation, and Sun Titan can pull our fallen soldiers back from the brink, while Grave Betrayal can pull our opponent's creatures from the grasp of death to join our cause. Sometimes you just need some good old-fashioned removal, so Ashen Rider and Vishkal the Blood Arbiter will get the job done. Our 3 Grave Pact cards become extremely broken if Teysa Karlov is on the battlefield, doubling death triggers and eliminating multiple creatures when just one of ours is destroyed. Some other cards of note would be Hunted Horror, Hunted Lamassu, and Forbidden Orchard. The drawbacks to these cards don't hinder our strategy whatsoever and can be played virtually without repercussion. I would fill out the remainder of the deck with Mana Ramp and good stuff. Of course, Cryptghast, Soul Ring, and the new Mana Tithe are auto-includes to help us keep up in the race. Battle Grace Angel, Phyrexian Arena, and Sublime Archangel are great support pieces and much needed card draw. The land base is fairly typical of any Orzhov colored deck. Cram as many duels as you could afford with some utility lands like Vault of the Archangel, Windbrisk Heights, and Pajuka Bog. Although there were 5 Lisbon Sisters, the parallel between the 3 hauntingly stoic iterations of Teysa and the Virgin Suicides is uncanny and a great way to add some flavor and differences to a commander color combination that tends to self-build. Did you like this deck? Would you like to see more movie-themed deck techs like it on this channel? Then let me know in the comments and subscribe for more Magic the Gathering content like this very video, as well as the other MTG podcasts. You can obtain the cards for this deck at cardsphere.com, the very best place to buy, sell, and trade your paper Magic the Gathering cards online. You can also play this deck on a sweet playmat from inkgaming.com. Enter promo code HiveMindMTG to receive 10% off your purchase. My name is John Dunning, and you can find me on Twitter at OrzhovDunn. So until next time, film fans and planeswalkers, I'll see you all in the multiverse.